What's going on, everyone? So, De'Aaron Fox is back, played his first game for the San Antonio Spurs, and he has a lot to prove, right? Like, he really needs to kind of find his stride here, prove that he's a winning basketball player, and prove that he can be the max player, a max guy that he is now. I mean, there was a lot of questions this offseason about just what are the Spurs going to do? Are they going to trade him? Are they going to give him the max because he wants the max? And, now you see how good Stephon Castle was, and you ended up landing and lucking into the number 2 pick. If you didn't know you were going to get the number 2 pick, right? And it would land Dylan Harper. And then you also got into this season, De'Aaron Fox goes down, right? And then you see how good Stephon Castle's been on both sides of the ball and his playmaking and all that. And then Dylan Harper immediately comes out and he's a 15-5-5 guy or a 14-4-4 guy. And you're just like, do we even need De'Aaron Fox, right? Now, De'Aaron Fox, obviously, look, he's an all-star. He's a guy that, can bring experience and veteran leadership, and a guy that, again, every year, he's one of, if not the most clutch players in all of basketball, one of the highest fourth quarter scores, especially for a young, inexperienced San Antonio Spurs team that could use that, right? De'Aaron Fox is supposed to be the guy that is supposed to be the difference maker and the leader and all those things, right? But there's been a lot of questions his whole career. Is he a guy that can lead you to the promised land? Now, there's a difference between Sacramento and this team. One, I think this team is just better. You got more scrappers, better shooting. You got Victor Wembanyama, which, Sabonis is great, don't get me wrong, but he's not Victor Wembanyama. Also, De'Aaron Fox clearly isn't the best player. Where, you had that argument with Sabonis. There was like, is it Sabonis that's the better player? Is it De'Aaron Fox? Nah, Victor Wembanyama is the best player on this team. So, again, a lot of context, right? You go and you trade for De'Aaron Fox, and you didn't really give up anything, right? You basically got De'Aaron Fox for a bag of chips because he kind of held Sacramento's feet to the fire, and you got worse, right? De'Aaron Fox came, and you became a worse basketball team. Now, context matters and is important, right? A couple things. One, it's really hard to integrate a star or all-star level player type thing, right? Role players, it's really easy because it's just like, hey, your role that you've played and built an entire career on? Yeah, just do that here, right? Catch, shoot threes, whatever. Yeah, do that here, right? It's one thing when doing that, but then when you integrate a star, right, who is used to a certain usage rate, is used to a certain, number of field goal attempts and on-ball opportunities and all that stuff, and you're taking him from his comfort zone and, hey, I know you played this way. Well, yeah, you're no longer allowed to play that way because we need you to play within this team and in this system with this guy who's better than you and all these things, right? This isn't your team anymore, right? All of those factors come into play, right? Or even if it is your team, not the only guy, right? All of these factors come into play. It is really hard. Oh, yeah, and by the way, he's your point guard that's supposed to have the ball in his hands and supposed to make plays and do all these things, right? It's just, things take time, right? You saw Victor Wembanyama and De'Aaron Fox pick and roll. Did not look great. A lot of that is just timing. A lot of that is just kind of getting comfortable and familiar with one another, right? That'll come with time, right? But, even just in general, De'Aaron Fox, it was just a weird season. You kind of have Mitch Johnson kind of 1 foot in, 1 foot out because he doesn't know, is Pop coming back? Is he not coming back? By the time you got that answer and that conclusion, right? Your season's pretty much already over, right? And then Wemby ends up going down. So then at that point, you're like, okay, you're not going anywhere. You're not winning anything. And then, oh yeah, Chris Paul, right? You made all these promises to Chris Paul that you wanted to fulfill with Chris Paul. So you didn't want to, go against that. So you had these weird, awkward lineups and all that stuff. And then it was like, okay, we might as well just let De'Aaron Fox get his, I guess, hand right because he was dealing with a finger injury. So it's like, hey, we might as well just let him get right. And it culminated into just really weird season, right? Okay, well, now it's a new season. And unfortunately, De'Aaron Fox missed the first, 8 games for the Spurs, but he's back. And, your first game back, there's always questions. How are you going to perform? How are you going to deliver? You have a team that's really hot. I mean, Spurs, greatest start to a franchise history, which is crazy to think about because you just think about how good some of these teams have been over the years and how some of the win totals that these Spurs teams have had over the years and all that stuff. But nonetheless, best start in franchise history. So you got that under your belt. Then it's like, hey, this team's really cooking. This team's playing well. Yeah, they lost 2 straight games, but got the bounce back, huge win against the Houston Rockets, who arguably is the team best matched up to just give you trouble, give you fits because of their size, their length, their athleticism, all those things, right? And you get that win. De'Aaron Fox comes back, and I even talked about, hey, do you even start him right now? Not forever, right? But kind of let him slowly build back into things. Let him kind of get comfortable and assimilate into what you're trying to do here, right? Or do you just kind of throw him directly in the fire and have the Spurs figure it out? Well, they threw him directly into the fire and told him to kind of figure it out, and he did, right? I mean, again, you got the win. Now it was against the Pelicans. I know people are going to be like, do that against an impressive team, and you're already hearing the narrative and seeing people talk about like, oh, well, it's because, whatever, they have a bad schedule or they had an easy schedule, whatever. They're not. It's not their job to make the schedule and decide. Their job is to show up and beat the team in front of them, and they've done that, right? Like, again, and aren't good teams supposed to beat the bad? Aren't you supposed to win more than not against the teams that you're better than? Spurs have. It's not their fault that the people made the things. But guess what? Now you're getting De'Aaron Fox back. You're going to get Dylan Harper back at some point. You're going to have a tougher schedule coming up. But you're going to be hitting your swing. And this team is only going to get better. It is only going to improve. Right? This team is only going to get more comfortable out there. Right? But nonetheless, right? De'Aaron Fox, he comes and it's like, okay, well, how is he? Is he going to perform? Is he going to struggle? Right? Is he going to be a little rusty? How is that going to go? And I thought he was great. Right? Now, was he like unbelievable perfect? Right? Like, oh man, chemistry was that. Like, no, there's still little hiccups, things that you got to work on. Absolutely. But 31 minutes played. 24 points, 3 rebounds, 3 assists. He's 9 of 14 from the field, 2 of 5 from 3. That's 40% from 3-point range. You add in 4 or 5 from the free throw line, 1 steal, 2 turnovers. Would like him, especially if you only have 3 assists, not to have 2 turnovers. But nonetheless, right, guy that really was comfortable out there. Kind of acted like he didn't really skip a beat. And you saw his comfortability out there and his ability to score and help just kind of settle things at times. And that's what that's what you're looking for with De'Aaron Fox. You're looking for him to kind of be that guy that can come in, settle things, kind of add to this team. Right? This is one of the best teams, if not the best team De'Aaron Fox has ever had. And, this is a good opportunity for him to really kind of get in, again, get comfortable, kind of build upon things, and then put yourself in a position to continue to further have success and start to change the narrative a little bit, because there is a narrative around him. And, can they win with him is the question, or are they going to be better off without him? I mean, we'll see. Time will tell. But anyway, as always, this is a discussion. I pass a question to you. Let me know your thoughts and opinions down in the comments. That being said, if you haven't liked this video, hit that like button. Helps me out. If you enjoy these types of videos, truly appreciate it. Not subscribe channel, hit that subscribe button, turn on the bell notifications. Appreciate y'all. See you in the next one. Thank you.